Hi, today I'd like to talk about stress. Stress in daily life. I'm sure we've all had and experienced stress. Situations, people, events, frustrations, whatnot, all create stress. And almost everybody recognizes stress is not a healthy and good thing. We want to try to lessen our stress. Stress is linked with many disease and many different difficulties. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the spiritual approach and disciplines that you can use to deal with stress. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the before, during, and after approach. Before, there's simple things you can do, organizational type of things, challenges that you have during the day. You can look at them and you can visualize getting through them, being in charge, feeling that that you can handle it. Make reminders. It's sort of a preparation. I think it's a very, very useful strategy to use in dealing with life stress. And then there's during the time of the stress. And there, what I have found is awareness is very, very important. Awareness as to when you're feeling stress. Now, a big thing about stress, and from the spiritual standpoint especially, is stress is contraction. Contraction is fear. Stress is usually reaction to fear and worry. You can feel it in your body. If you take a moment and think of something that you don't like, something that you feel a certain intimidation or fear, you can feel your body contracting. The other thing is when you feel empowered and you feel confident, there's an expansion. And these two things are very different, and they have very different results in terms of how you're going to succeed in the endeavors in life. So being aware of what is happening moment by moment, and when you feel your body contracting, there's certain things that you can do right there. One is to be the witness of it. Don't be so close to the situation and unconscious of it, but more or less see it and try to stand back. Try to not disassociate, but try to be unattached to the results that you're having, the fear and worry. And breathe, that's important too. And the other thing is to do self-talk. Basically tell yourself, you're going to be okay, this will be okay, don't worry, you're going to work this out later, take your time, things like that. If there's a decision to make, try to think of a strategy where you can have some times to regroup and collect yourself to make a good decision. The other thing is after, and this is something that I had done years ago. I was building a house and there was so much stress, and I got really bothered by it. And I have a sensitive nervous system, so it's something I've had to deal with. And I knew that this was not good for me. I knew that it had consequences. So I would go into a type of meditation. I'd take a shower, and I'd feel and visualize the stress being washed off of me. From that, I'd lay down and I'd relax. I try to relax as best I could. I put the thoughts, I kind of said I'm putting them on vacation and they can come back later. But for the time that I was in meditation, I wanted to deal with the stress that was in my body and in my mind and thoughts. So I relaxed. I did a technique, a yogic technique of taking each muscle group from the feet to the head and relax it. Once relaxed, I would go into a prayer. I would ask for assistance, and then I would relax and open up. When I say open up, it's kind of like surrendering to the help, the higher vibration. To me, it was light. Some people will experience that, some people won't. But there was like light that would come into my body. Once that would happen, I take that energy, and it is energy, I take it and I use it consciously to heal the stress. I take it into the stress and I'd sort of imagine, visualize it sort of cleaning the stress, it healing it, it comforting it, and I'd just be in kind of a bubble doing that. That was incredible, had incredible results. But there's something else that I'd like to talk or introduce and then talk about later, and that's the meditation of contraction and expansion. And that's exploring where it is that you contract and where it is that you expand. And when you contract, how to change that where you can expand. There's a way of doing that internally. If you can change your thoughts and your feelings about a particular situation that you might feel a lot of contraction, you don't feel comfortable with, it doesn't feel good, it's hard, it has a lot of problems, whatever. And you can change that to expansion. Expansion is like you have certainty, and you use that energy almost like a laser beam, that it can be visualized and go right out to what is wanting to be accomplished, whether it be social and or whether it be physical. You're building something, you're cooking something, whatever. You know, you're trying to get a certain activity going. You feel that energy. You feel it as a direct going out from your mind and body out into the world, and you see it as being accomplished. You see it as being the end result. This is practiced and known in abundance so much. But I'd like to deal with all the things, subconscious usually, that interfere and don't allow that energy. Sometimes that energy is stuck. And that's what we're going to go into. And that's what I'm going to talk about in a course. And with that, we'll come back tomorrow and talk about some other things. Thank you.